What's going on, guys? This is going to be a review of the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. If you watch some of my other videos, I really like Smith & Wesson MMPs. I've carried a regular Shield off and on for many years. I don't know exact, but whenever they came out, I guess, 9mm, I've had 2 or 3 of them. They've all ran perfectly. At least one variation of my Shield, I shot the shit out of it, and I never had a problem with them. They've all ran. This is on the inside pretty much the same thing, except for a bigger magwell, slightly. If you was to put them side by side, you have to kind of look at it pretty good to tell that this is just ever so slightly bigger, you know, in the width. It's pretty amazing how they fit it all in here. The gun magazine's loaded, but I took one out of the chamber. This is a specific. Now this laser came off the original M&P Shield. It fitted. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it's secure, so, and it works. I'm not too big on lasers, but this has a specific use that a laser is needed in that one requirement of mine. But anyway, it's got a better texture than the originals, I think, in my opinion anyway. A little bit more grippy. This holds 13 plus 1, and gives you a total capacity of 14 rounds, or you can get the smaller version, which is 10 plus 1. Now, my other pistol, this is pretty much my daily carry. It is a Hellcat, this gun. It's very hot. This is a little smaller. This is just giving you a size comparison. These two guns and the SIG P365 are all competitors. Personally, I like the M&P series more, but I'm still carrying this one because of the slight size difference in the grips. Now I'm gonna go ahead and unload this so I can handle it a little bit more for y'all. First, even when you know something's unloaded, always double check, especially this is mainly for new people firearms, because if not, you will make a mistake. So anyway, size comparison. For some reason, this is just ever so slightly too much to comfortably carry in my pocket. And because I guess just the way my pockets that I wear are designed, it gets snagged a little bit. It's just too much. And this was starting to push it. This comes out perfectly, but it's at the very top end. So you can just see it's just ever so slightly, like half an inch, you know, worth of a difference in the width. I wish I, you know, check this out with the caliper, but they're almost identical. And if you was to match this up, where there's some other videos, it shows just how close this is to the original Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. I haven't put a lot of rounds through it. Probably just a box. It's ran flawlessly, which is to be expected considering the internals are pretty much Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. The color of this, they changed it to more match the black. They pretty much just Cerakoted the frame, which I'm not too big on, but I really don't care. They also changed the trigger. The trigger is a really good trigger, but if you've watched my video, I was not a fan of the Hellcat trigger because it binds up, and I guess this is a new problem with these little small micro compacts. So pretty much I fixed this one. I did the same thing on this one as I did the Hellcat. And you do this at your own risk, because obviously I've done this to myself because I assume the risk myself. Personally, I don't think if you do it right, there's not much. But you go tinkering with any gun, you could harm yourself. So if you don't feel comfortable with it, you go to a gunsmith. And as a matter of fact, I recommend you go to a gunsmith. Don't do it yourself, just for legal purposes. I'll say that. But Anyway, I'm messing around with a few guns, so I'm triple checking everything here so I don't fuck up. And that's what you have to do. I know it's unloaded, but you still double check. But anyway, with this gun originally, if you brought your hand in, so I got big hands. So when you bring your hand in, like my finger's in there, you just got enough. And as soon as your finger comes in there, if you just slightly press on the side as you're, and I've been doing this for years and I've never had a problem. Glocks or anything don't have this problem, but if you press on the side, it would, this part back here would hit and you wouldn't be able to do it. So no matter how hard you pressed, it wouldn't break. And it has, I did notice it a couple times. You know, I was like, why is the trigger pressing? And it's because I came at the side. Now, of course, I can anybody can train anything. I can train to shoot this gun while holding 2 forks in the same hand. I don't want to. So I want a gun that's just going to be simple to the way I've been shooting for years. So I modified a bit and I took a little bit off this sharp edge. There's other videos out there to show you how to do it. The same situation with this one. But this one's a little bit more finicky. You had to take off a little less, so you don't want to overdo it. But it pretty much is when you push back on this, where it starts to hit that wall, you want to be able to break that. You know, it doesn't do that without that modification, and I'm not sure if the Apex triggers do that or not. But this had the same issue, which it isn't a big deal. If you're mechanically inclined, you want to watch a few videos, it's not hard to do yourself. It's very simple. To be honest, I think it's hard to dig up, but as I said, for legal purposes, go to a gunsmith professional. Don't try this at home. Because you will avoid your warranty anyway. It's got your standard sights, which I really like Smith & Wesson sights. I think they're some of the best sights on here, especially if you drop a sight, most sights, and it hits, it's probably gonna knock it off a little bit because that's how they're slid in. But this has a tension screw in here. That means the world to me. You still have the front sight, which, to be honest, I've dropped a few guns and I've never really had a problem, but it can happen. I think they've also upgraded the mag release, which, it's alright. The first one I didn't have a problem with either. I do think the Cerakote drive looks like shit, to be honest, on this. It just kind of looks like a, I don't know, shitty paint job. I don't know why you Cerakote frame, as everybody else says, but it's just a good overall gun. I'll be doing a video in the future about the Hellcat versus this gun. You can, I guess, you have to stay tuned for that one. And these will probably end up, they're around 500 to 550 depending on where you look, at least where I've looked. And I think they'll go down in price. You'll probably catch these for at least 450 in the future. That's kind of how Smith & Wesson does it. I hope so anyway. I'm actually looking to buy another one of these. They're good guns. It's not going to be my pocket carry, more than likely, unless I pop the 11 round magazine in there, which ain't bad. But as I've learned in life, exceptions to the rules happen. Most people will tell you, you don't need that many rounds. Everything happens within 20 feet. I've been unfortunate enough to had quite a few instances happen where I haven't had to use my gun, but I've come as close as a man comes without using it. In some instances where maybe I should had, but luckily I gotten out of them alive. And you need as many rounds as you can hold. It just happens. Sometimes that 75-yard shot happens, because that happened to me not too long ago. Luckily the guy ran off and left my wife alone, and I didn't have to use my weapon. But yeah, he was probably 75 to 100 yards away. That's what I got woke up to. So you need a gun that can shoot well, a gun that if you had to pull that trigger, you can reach out to. And with me, there's not many guns that I can't reach out to as good as this. I shoot these guns. Smith & Wesson M&P is better than everybody, or better than every other pistol almost I have besides the 1911. And I just really love their triggers. Some people say the exact opposite, but get your hands on one, take it out to the range, and see for yourself if it's for you. All right, guys, take it easy.